My name is Vic Mignogna, and I play the role of Goemon.
Hi, I'm Tiffany Grant, and I play 9-year-old Tsukasa Ishikawa.
Hi, I'm David Bourne. I'm currently appearing in Goemon, Legend of the Mystical Ninja. I play the villain bad guy, Seppuku Maro, in Dr. Mudanashi.
Hi, I'm George Manley, and I play Impact in Legend of the Mystical Ninja.
I'm Chris Patton, and I play Ebisumaru and Yakaro.
Hi, my name is Greg Ayers, and I play both Sasuke and Haruino in The Legend of the Mystical Ninja.
Hi, my name is Monica Rial, and in The Legend of the Mystical Ninja, I play Nyanko, one of the Tsujigiri, and the television reporter.
When a friend of mine told me about this place that he goes and he does these voice acting characters for anime, and I'm like, that's really cool. What's anime?
Gosh, I've done hundreds of characters over the last several years. I mean, everybody knows me as Asuka. It's like, oh, what have you done? Oh, you're Asuka from Evangelion, which is great. I mean, it really is great.
When I got involved with ADV, I was able to bring a vast experience of voices already in a repertoire, just kind of waiting for the right animation character to show up, you know what I mean?
I started all of this crazy business when I was 9 years old. Oddly enough, doing opera, and from there I went into musical theater.
I've come up through the ranks as a henchman, older guys, military guys, guys who kind of sound like this, you know, and I just hard to deal with people. And all of a sudden Impact came up, and he was a lot more fun to play.
Started out playing these really quiet, timid characters, and all of a sudden I'm getting to do all these great, really loud characters like Nyanko, who's a lot of fun. But I really enjoy working for ADV and voicing. It's a lot of fun.
I'm here!
It's you!
Get ready to meet a warrior who's traveled all the way here to your world from the game world. And what is the game world, you ask? Well, it's a universe of tiny proportions.
I remember my audition for Legend of the Mystical Ninja, and I remember not having a clue what this show was about. I mean, and I don't remember having much of a sense even after I left the audition, thinking, I don't get it. I couldn't really zero in on what the show was about. When the director called back and said, I want you to do this role, and I came in and started kind of picking up on what the show was about, I thought, this is really cool, and I wasn't sure exactly what kind of voice to go with, and the director helped me kind of hone in on that.
You saw Seppuku Maro here?
Huh? Mm-hmm.
Where is that evil fiend?
Wonder Zone.
So he's already here. This is 100% grade A trouble.
And as I started, I think I was the first person to record, and I didn't know who else was involved in the program. And as I started hearing the other characters and finding out that people like Monica and Patton and Greg and David Bourne, of course, were involved in it, as I started hearing what they were doing, Tiffany, oh my goodness. Suddenly I couldn't wait to do more of it because I was so excited by the way things were turning out.
How can you still be playing that stupid game?
I know, but I'm almost finished, I swear. I can't advance to the next level until I kill this big guy over here.
What? After all this time, you're still stuck on the first level? Give me the controller. I'll get you there in 2 seconds, Dad.
Right before the auditions were going to begin, Scott, the director, said, "Hey, Tiffany, I'm gonna have you audition for something." "Oh, no, well, you know what? I don't even need you to audition. You worked for me in Those Who Hunt Elves, and I'll just give you a part." It was something like that. And then he kind of waffled and said, no, wait a minute, I am gonna have you come in and audition. So I went in a couple of days later, and I had this whiz-bang audition that was like 10 minutes, and I read, I think, 5 different characters. And one of them was one of the 4 Tsujigiri, and there was some question about it wasn't specifically mentioned in the script that it was female, but you could tell by listening to the voice that it was a female. And I said, well, you know, a lot of times women do the voices of little boys. And I just kind of said this in passing, and I just, okay, so that's fine. Whiz bang, finished my audition, and then the next day, I got a call, and Scott was like, you know, I've been thinking about what you said about women doing voices for these little boy characters, and maybe you should come in and read for the part of Tsukasa, and it's one of the lead roles. And I said, well, okay, sure. So I went and I auditioned for it, and then a day or two later, I was told I got cast in the part. So it's funny, from like a week or so before the conversation being, oh, I don't even need to audition you, I'll just give you some little part. And so, you know, I would have probably ended up as, I don't know, passerby A, you know, volume 6, or there's not even a volume 6, see, that tells you how successful it would have been. But anyway, so I went from that to actually getting to audition and play one of the lead characters, so that was pretty cool.
As much as I'd love to finally commit seppuku, I can't stand the idea of Goemon defeating me. I hate him!
The first audition, I guess, for Seppuku Maru was an interesting one. I had already had a couple ideas in mind for a bad guy voice. I was told in advance by the director that it was going to be a character who was not a sissy, but he had kind of a feminine sound to his voice, but we weren't going that direction with the characters, so I had two different characters that were my inspiration to come up with Seppuku Maru.
In a moment, I'll defeat you, and all your silly friends too. Of that you can be quite sure.
Because, as you know, Seppuku Maru was someone who was very gentle, but is also, you know, very emotional, but then can become very mean, so I thought, how can I make him still sound violent, yet not sound like a pushover? And so, yeah, that was my inspiration for that. It was a good audition, and we nailed it pretty quick, actually. I think we developed this character within about the first 2 reads, which usually when it goes well, that's how it happens.
Lord Mako Amuge is extremely angry with you.
What?
I have a feeling this may be the last time we're ever going to see you.
Lord Mako Amuge is waiting for you, Seppuku Maru.
When I was asked to read for the second villain, I didn't think there was any particular reason the director should just put me in that role. I was kind of surprised at first, but then I knew that this particular director I work with, he knows that I have a pretty good imagination.
Please, Lord Mako Amuge! Have mercy on me!
He deserved what he got. He wasted his time in the human world like a rake amateur.
So for me, it was a challenge to come in and do the second audition, and I knew it had to be a vastly different character. It had to be a completely different sounding voice. So I thought about it before I came in. I thought it was pretty cool, actually, that he had the, you know, the commitment to give me a shot and the confidence that I'd pull it off.
Yes, sir. Efficiency, genius. These are the words by which I lead my life. I will do anything to eliminate waste.
If we follow all those anxious-looking people, we may discover a way to push the rage gauge over the top.
I remember at the audition thinking that I had to come up with a really far-out voice for, it was Itakaro at the time that I was gunning for. And so I came up with that high-pitched, grindy voice, and the director asked me if I could sustain that for the duration of the recording, and I was like, and in my mind I was like, no.
I'd say we found what can push Seppuku Maru's rage gauge all the way into the red zone.
Get free down here! Get off me! Ah! You pervert! Take that!
I didn't do anything, I swear.
I lied and got the role and just sort of doubled my water intake and took better care of my voice and was able to sustain not only that voice but Ebi Samaru's as well, which Ebi Samaru ended up being the more enjoyable voice to do in the show.
There's just too many people down there! Seppuku Maru better hurry up and conquer this city before they all rise up and he loses control completely! I don't know if he even has a chance now!
It was interesting. I read for several different characters, and it's always fun to me when a new director comes in. And when the director, Scott McClellan, came in, it was one of those things he had never seen anything I had done in the past. So it was like, oh, well, let's just read her for a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So I got to kind of break some stereotypes, per se, because usually, like I said, I've always been the quiet characters. And so I really got to kind of play around and do some different stuff. And as a result, I got to play Nyanko, which is probably one of the loudest characters I've ever played, and a lot of fun.
If we keep losing to Goemon like this, we'll never turn this world into our sanctuary.
Oh, shut up!
My audition for Goemon, I read for probably close to 5 roles. And my favorite goof up during my audition, as I was reading the intro line for Hatarino, I said, I am Quick Draw Swordsman Hataroni. And so instead of sounding like a villain, I sounded like, the San Francisco treat or some sort of food dish. And so Scott and Matt played it back for me my first day of recording, and it was pretty funny. I had no idea I'd said that.
Wow, Whipper-Samora, this sure beats a horseback ride.
It even beats a piggyback ride. Blingy! Ta-da!
No! Goemon, you've got to stop Ebizumaru! Huh? Oh! Goemon, come back here! You can't ride around on top of the train!
The show is funny with, there's some things that are slapstick, but some of it is very clever. Some of it's clever dialogue, some of it's well written, some of it's just goofy. So it's not all just one type of comedy. There are different things in there that I think can appeal to different people on different levels. So you're not just hit with like one shtick over and over again. There's different elements. So I think maybe that's what it is. There's a lot of different comedic elements in the show.
Hold it right there! Huh? So long as Goemon is here, villains like you will never succeed in their evil plans!
You fool, do you honestly believe you can defeat me now that you've all grown so fat? Attack!
Prepare to die!
When I tell people about it, I use Toy Story as an example. It's one of those kind of things where it's got enough adult humor and adult themes that adults will enjoy it. They'll laugh and they'll get a kick out of it. And yet it's innocent enough, it's harmless enough that little kids would enjoy it too.
You can sort of check your brain at the door. Not because it's poorly written, but because it's just that lighthearted. And it's all you have to do is you either have to be good or evil and play either one of those characteristics for all they're worth with the best possible voice you can conjure. And that's a real release for an actor, I think, to be freed up and to be able to be that silly.
Somebody please make it stop.
It's a mushroom whose effects are so powerful when people eat them they get excited and sometimes even start laughing and dancing!
He's dancing, wow! Freak, 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 freak! How dare you!
It gets wacky at the drop of a pin. And, I wish I could say some of the weird stuff that's going to happen in the show, but it's just such a funny show. And some of the spontaneity involved in just the show itself is just hysterical.
Hey, I hereby arrest you, Seppuku for multiple counts of possession of weapons, inciting a riot, and lots of other bad stuff, too.
There's a lot of little munchkin-type characters in it that's very comical, it's very engaging, and yet it also has the bang that you need to make it effective adventure-wise. So it's a little bit of everything in it.
Lord Makua Muge's death threat must have lit a fire under him about all this!
We've got to fill up the rage gauge and send a cyber monster. Get yourselves down there and destroy them all!
Yes, sir!
And this is one of those shows where we could just be crazy and wild, and we've all enjoyed it. And it's a really great show. I mean, I've really enjoyed doing the commentary this evening. I finally got to watch an entire episode. I really enjoyed it. It's so cute.
Are you the pop idol they call Rumi Himuro?
I'm just her manager, that's all.
Okay, then how about you?
Not me, I'm a producer, big guy.
Who the heck do you think you are? Huh?
The thing that I think should draw people to Legend of the Mystical Ninja is the fact that if you're not happy before you put it in, or if you're happy before you put it in, you'll probably be a little happier afterwards, because Legend of the Mystical Ninja is anime without the edge. If you're looking for happy, that'll give it to you.
I am a super robot, champion of the weak against the power of evil. My name is Goemon Impact.
Lord Makuamuge, I beg you, give me another chance. This time I'll defeat Goemon and his friends for good.